fall for one's right-hand man, aren't you?
All right. You tell him. Ew, what the fuck?
And you will face justice.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 6, Episode 1 of My Hero Academia, A Quiet Beginning.
Season 6 of My Hero, we left off with them about to descend upon this hospital that has been highlighted by Kurogiri. Now we enter the last season that I have seen of this show. I have not watched Season 7. I'm holding off until we get there and then it'll be a total blind reaction.
Wow.
What are your thoughts before we jump into Season 6?
You said Season 6 is your favorite, right?
Season 6 is my favorite season.
Fabulous. I'm looking forward to seeing why that is.
And I'll be real, it's up there as my favorite. It might not be my absolute favorite, but it is either tied or at my favorite.
Okay, very cool. I like most things you like, so that'll be great. Separately, I'm really looking forward to seeing Shigaraki as like a larger group leader, because I don't think that's gonna go well.
She has absolutely no idea how bad this is about to get.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how his leadership goes. It's definitely going to be put on display this season. I'm interested for you to see it. With that being said, if you're excited for Season 6 of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to see episodes early and support us as creators, join the Patreon link in the description below, where episodes are posted early in their extended full-length forms about a month in advance. Alright, are we excited for Season 6, Episode 1 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
This is a superhuman society, where about 80% of people are born with an uncanny ability known as a quirk. Not everyone uses their powers for good, though, which is why the world needed a new profession. The hero. My name is Izuku Midoriya, and I inherited a secret quirk called One for All from All Might. That's how I was enrolled in the hero course at UA. After a series of incidents that put us up against the worst of the worst, my incredible classmates and I got our provisional hero licenses. We had our hands full at the end of our first year at UA, which is why we didn't realize the evil quietly growing in the shadows, until it was too strong to ignore.
Welcome and thank you for coming, Liberation Warriors.
Nice little recap
I
here.
am
Hell yeah.
It is a pleasure to see
I
you.
love a good recap.
From this moment, the Liberation Army recognizes Tomura Shigaraki as Grand Commander. Now, the name please, Tomura Shigaraki!
The Paranormal Liberation Front. We got rid of the term villain and expanded on the whole meta angle to be a little more inclusive.
You hear
The
how his voice
branding
is
was
different?
just awful. Let me listen again.
Really listen to Shigaraki and listen to the difference.
Now, the name please, Tomura Shigaraki!
The Paranormal Liberation Front. We got rid of the term villain and
Yeah, he
expanded
sounds
on the
completely
whole
different.
meta angle to be a little more inclusive. The 9
'Cause he's
people
fully
Same
realized.
voice
are my
actor, though?
lieutenants.
Yep.
Teams will be
Interesting.
assigned to them based on our needs.
He's just no longer the same person, really.
Anyway, the
Yeah.
name's the same as this hand. A decoration. We'll do what we want.
Like, it's so different. I love it.
Yeah.
This superhuman society may be overflowing with heroes, but Shigaraki has gathered so much power that it might be impossible to stop him. Come on, Hawks. If you're too slow, it'll be the end of Japan.
Your quirk blossomed in the Deka City fight. Now you can obliterate not only something you touch, but also whatever is connected to it. You have become the embodiment of destruction.
I
Wait, remind me the limits of that.
So right now, once he had his full memory put back together, once he did that, he then put his hand down and destroyed an entire city because it was all connected. Like he just touched the ground, anything touching the ground, he can essentially decay.
Okay, but it can't go through air.
It can't go through air.
Okay.
And it was a whole city, and it cost him his arm getting broken like that.
Right, okay.
So kind of like
a Deku situation. Early Deku.
Yes, where it's like a power that's too much for him to really contain.
Okay.
You have become the embodiment of destruction.
I won't underestimate heroes anymore. I'll use all the power I can get to destroy All Might and his legacy. Our next fight's his last.
A decisive battle is upon us. An all-out war between the villains of the Paranormal Liberation Front and the heroes sworn to protect this world is about to begin.
All right.
Everybody's gathered. Oh, great intro.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is very cartoony.
You like cartoony, the visuals are great for this. So, what did you think of that intro?
Very cool. Loved that.
I really love that song. The pacing of it is really nice for running, and I bet for horseback it would be really nice.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a faster pace than typical. I love the guitar, like the way it's utilized in that song, like the continuing sort of riff that's going on. And then the visuals are great. Like I love that intro. It's definitely in my top 3 for My Hero, I'd say.
I like the like
top 2.
monochrome shifting that they were doing. That was really cool.
It was like comic panels. It was cool. But anyway, let's get started.
It's been a week since I passed the Safety Commission my hint. The word hospital.
Hey! Ha!
The guy on the left is not doing well.
Hey there, Twice. What's up?
I need some help, pronto! Crap, you've got Carmine guys with you. Could we...
Excuse me for a moment. Start talking.
I gotta come up with something to use as a credo.
Why do you need my help?
Spinner and compressor in meetings with Redestro all day. Talk, talk, talk. Giran and Dobby couldn't care less. And Toga's too cute to ask. Please, Sensei, help a confused man out. Sanctum just said, there are still troops who don't trust us. Even if you're just a figurehead, they should hear some credo or mission statement from you, and it better be inspiring. And the only thing I could think was, I gotta take a dump! And that's what I ran out here to find you!
That is inspiring.
You actually said that to old Sanctum? That dude is one of the founding members of the Liberation Army. The Paranormal Liberation Front has been split into regiments. These groups specialize in different areas, and are led by members of the League of Villains and high-ranking brass from the old MLA. The 3 strongest members of each regiment serve as aides to the lieutenants. All but one of the aides previously headed bases across the country. Their duties kept them elsewhere, so they didn't participate in the revival party in Deka City. Still, their abilities surpass those of the average hero. Let me think a second. If they move first, we'll lose. I've been under strict surveillance since I came here. The only way I've been able to get a clear idea of the organization's structure is because of the intelligence skills the Safety Commission drilled into me when I was a kid. One thing is obvious. There's hostility and resentment toward the current system. And I think I got something. The freedom of an individual reigns supreme, and the existing status quo must be destroyed. A little wordy, but I think it would work.
Perfect!
Oh yeah, and we must be completely devoted to Redestro. I mean, it's because of his bloodline that we were able to band together in the first place.
Maybe we could add that. I'll think about it. We should totally talk that guy up. Good call. Thanks for your help.
Anytime, friend. The future looks dire. What they're really trying to accomplish by breaking the status quo is the annihilation of every hero in existence. They'll attack major cities across the country. Citizens will be left without leaders. Chaos will ensue. Then, Redestro and the Hearts and Mind Party will swoop in. They'll hand out weapons and encourage self-defense. It'll be like when quirks first appeared and laws became meaningless. Shigaraki will ascend a throne of rubble and rule a world of anarchy. Which really means the second coming of All for One. The end of Japan as we know it.
Hey, you know, you're the best, especially to me. Glad I got such a nice pal.
Right back at ya. All of this came into focus thanks to you, Jean Bubai Gawara.
Yeah, twice just fully trusting him.
Your trauma, I feared what you might do. You went from being a petty criminal to a one-man army. The person we needed to keep the closest eye on. But I also
it's terrifying.
You were a friendly guy.
You sure know a ton about the Liberation Army for being a pro-hero. Why is that?
Because I believe in what they preach. The world I once dreamed of turned out to be a birdcage that kept me prisoner. I want to fly free.
A birdcage?
I can't do that as things are now.
Oh, jeez,
Because of the
man.
wings?
Because he has wings,
Shigaraki so
like
he
a
knows you're
bird.
legit.
Seriously, kind of weird I haven't gotten to talk to him.
That's because he's off getting stronger. He'll be in the mountains near Kyoto for 4 months. Whoops, that's a secret. Though
Wow,
I'm
he's
sure
just...
that long-haired spy heard me. You big creep! Anyway, I don't think it matters if you know, since you're working so hard for us. We're a lot alike. The best people are those who help their friends. Don't you agree? Yeah, I thought so. Let's fly where we want together.
I was right. Friendly and far too trusting.
So he's not being as secretive as he knows he should be, but also said he doesn't care or think he needs to be that secretive. So, I mean, that's good for Hawks and the good guys, but not great for Twice when it obviously gets found out that he's the one who let that secret go.
Yeah.
And far too trusting.
You sure seem happy, Doctor. Good morning.
And to you.
Kyudai Garaki, quirkless, the founder of Jaku General Hospital and its current chairman of the board.
But yeah, no, not only the doctor that is helping Shigaraki, but the doctor that also told Deku he had no quirks.
Yeah,
Weird
very
connection.
interesting.
And he's just running a hospital.
Can't be a coincidence.
He championed the idea of quirk-based community medical care and started doing philanthropic work soon after opening the hospital. That meant building orphanages and nursing homes throughout the country, as well as partnering with private hospitals and clinics. On the surface, the doctor comes across as a kind man. He's respected and even admired.
So this is the monster. A true villain, all for one's most trusted agent.
Right, and he's the mad scientist who bioengineered those Nomu abominations.
How are you so certain he's the one to blame?
I sent someone in undercover after receiving intel from the Safety Commission. He found a restricted area within the hospital. None of the staff knew its purpose. This off-limits area has one entrance, through the morgue. Garaki is the only person who ever comes and goes.
Yikes.
If you need more evidence. This picture's from our man inside.
Oh, boy.
Is that a tiny Nomu?
It would be easy to arrest the doctor since he's a public figure. But if we act rashly, the Paranormal Liberation Front will enact countermeasures. The last thing we want is a repeat of the widespread devastation in Hosu or Camino. Those events traumatized the public, and we lost too many good people on our side. Sure, we were able to apprehend All for One, but it was at the cost of our number one. All Might was forced to retire. Therefore, we'll face this situation with every available resource at our disposal. First, the pros will be split into 2 groups. Team Endeavor will be in charge of securing Kyudai Garaki at Jaku Hospital. Team Edgeshot will storm the Gunga Mountain Villa we believe to be the Paranormal Liberation Front's hideout. These 2 events will
Alright, this is a better
simultaneously.
plan. Okay.
In addition, Hero Corps students will be deployed as logistical support for both teams. They'll assist with civilian evacuation and rescue if the encounters start to escalate. We expect
So the kids are,
substantial
like, backing them
resistance
up.
from the villains, their supporters, and the Nomu, but we cannot wait any longer. If we don't act now, they will prevail. The Doctor, his pets, Shigaraki, every villain must fall. Heroes.
His
The idea is
pets?
to take out the entire
Yeah, like
Paranormal
that little
Liberation Front in one sweep.
No.
Our
That makes
intel
sense.
states that the lieutenants have gathered for a routine meeting. Every
Look at the
one of them should
squad.
be inside
Wow.
this mansion. Our enemy has someone with
Very
a warp
intimidating group.
but apparently that creature is at the hospital. As long as he's kept out of the equation, these foes will have nowhere to run.
Is it a good idea for us to be this close?
What's wrong?
Such a good idea.
The League of Villains have it out for UA students?
They've become too big of a problem.
Miss Midnight.
Now that they've amassed so much raw power, Shigaraki will move to dominate society. That means the entire world is in danger, not just the school. Don't you worry. We just want you to help us a little at the very beginning of the raid. After that, you'll go to the rear.
Whatever you need.
Hold on! Why would they put me on the front lines of this SmackDown? Oh, I should be back with the others! I never knew I could miss my stupid classmates so much.
Doesn't feel
The
right
rear
being
guard.
kept out of the action. Especially with
Perfect.
those 2 drafted.
Honanuki and Komori from Class B were also taken to the front. Kaminari's electrification, Tokoyami's dark shadow, Honanuki's softening, and Komori's mushroom. These are all quirks that can be used to subdue large groups of enemies quickly and from afar. We have no idea what this army
Yeah,
is
that's a good
capable of.
frontline strategy.
As such,
Yeah.
the pros are relying on our brave classmates to take out as many of our opponents as possible from the mission outset.
Sounds smart, I guess, but what if they end up getting their butts kicked?
You gotta have faith. Yeah, they're all great heroes. Even Kaminari.
Every
That was
auxiliary
unnecessary.
base is
Yeah.
No
They're
one
all
will
good.
escape.
Even this guy.
This is nuts.
What
I
did
can't
he
believe
do?
We have info on the exact
Well-
date and time of their meeting.
Hasn't been the brightest besides his electricity.
Brightest.
That was, yeah.
It was him, wasn't it? He led us to these locations. So where is he now?
That's classified.
Of course it is.
You know what he's talking about?
I've been preparing.
Hawks.
Yeah.
Just as you told me to. We're ready, Hawks.
You seem ready.
No! She wasn't ready!
I don't think I've seen a single pro out today. There's usually a couple on patrol at least.
Look! There's one!
Hey, why am I the only hero around? Something's not right.
Guess we forgot to tell you the big news. You backstabbing Liberation scumbag.
Oh boy.
Why the hell am I way back here playing support? I want to be on the front line, damn it!
Remember, Bakugo, we only have provisional licenses.
You shut your face!
Please, we need to remain calm. This is a gigantic operation.
Yeah, good luck with
Coordination is
that.
going to be key. The best thing we can do to help is complete our assigned duties successfully.
Right! The heroes are moving in now! That's our cue! Start evacuating residents block by block! Top speed!
Right! It's really happening.
What is this?
Heroes!
I have to say, if I was in trouble and this was the visual coming in to save me, I would be terrified.
It's even different than that. They weren't in any trouble. Nothing was happening.
They just appeared.
Strolled in.
That's such a good point. That's actually a million times
Like,
worse.
just watch their reaction.
What is this?
Heroes! Quick, follow me!
Like, what is
Damn,
going on?
something's got to be very wrong.
Mirko's going after the morgue.
Get to the morgue.
This area
But it's
may soon
Mirko.
become a battlefield.
Things are progressing nicely.
May soon become a
Tomoru
battle.
Shigaraki
Hate
will
this
be
guy.
complete in a little over a month. I can hardly
Complete?
wait.
Stop right there. You're the creator of the Nomu, and All for One's right-hand man, aren't you?
All right. You tell him. Ew, what the fuck?
And you will face justice.
Yeah. All right.
But they just found the doctor immediately.
All right. Easy peasy.
Wait, Dad called?
Or intentional.
Yeah, he said there's a big work thing, so we may not hear from him for a bit.
Wow. I never imagined he'd think to keep us in the loop like that.
The bar is in hell.
I hope this job doesn't turn out like Kyushu did.
Stop right there. You're the creator of the Nomu, and All for One's right-hand man, aren't you? You're the devil's pawn.
Impossible! How?
And you will face justice.
Sick. Who's growling?
As expected, his profile in the official registry is wrong. The instant you used erasure on this madman, he aged.
Why did he shrivel? Oh.
Yeah.
That
A
could
filler
answer a big
quirk?
question. How All for One has been alive such a long time. Super regeneration is
Oh.
also something the more powerful Nomu have. Not a common quirk by any measure. Did you reproduce an existing power or create it artificially? Whatever the case, All for One benefits from the
Damn.
ability now, doesn't he?
Impressive. Regeneration. A quirk that can heal. Used correctly, it becomes a cheat code that lets you escape death. So why are you using it for evil, Doctor? You could be saving countless lives with that power. But you've hurt
Literally,
so
like you're a
many.
doctor.
Tell me what the hell you did to my friend!
Let go! He's trying to hurt him!
Why are you heroes attacking the doctor?
Step away from the man.
Serious present
Have to
mic is
leave, it's
interesting.
dangerous.
Damn.
Explain this!
What's going on?
Sorry, we'll have to fill you in later.
While you decay before us, our comrades are evacuating.
Yeah, those people
everybody
aren't
in the
going to question
hospital.
why he just looks completely
We're more than
different.
prepared to fight the Nomu here. Although, it would be beneficial to all parties if blood was not spilled in these halls. You've programmed those creatures so they don't act unless they receive instructions from a specified individual. Without commands, they're nothing but corpses. We figured that much out by analyzing the Nomu we've captured.
I've been thinking when we graduate, we should start a hero agency.
Those you've toyed with and those who cared for them. Do you know what they all say? It's our turn to take something away from you.
Team Endeavor has entered Jakku Hospital. Garaki is
All right.
So they're getting their get back for their friend.
97% of patients have been evacuated.
Team Edgeshot is
97.
closing in on
That's
the
pretty
main
good.
base. So far, there's no evidence of enemy defenses.
Update. Mirko's found the secret area in the morgue at Jakku Hospital.
Mercy! I'm begging you to forgive me.
Hey, you there, Endeavor?
No!
Very cool.
We got company!
Oh.
It seems erasure doesn't destroy a body created using Tumblr. Fascinating!
Oh.
Were you really not clever
That's
enough
not
to guess
great.
that I would employ such an ability?
So he
Holy
used
shit.
twice. He
Okay.
uses his ability.
Wow.
Twice his quirk. He was a copy.
So not the real doctor.
God damn. Okay. It was too easy.
Now all the Nomu are coming out.
Perfect.
I suppose they couldn't have known that I'd been so consumed with my masterpiece, Tomura Shigaraki, that I left everything else in the
His
capable hands of my
masterpiece.
double.
Yep.
Still, that ruse only bought me a little time. And I can't just walk away from this hospital. Do they have any idea how much equipment and time is needed to copy or cultivate one simple quirk? Of course not. I've spent incalculable hours stockpiling these abilities. I will not leave them behind. My world is in this facility.
Holy
My entire
shit.
life's work. The blood and sweat and fruitful days I shared with All for One. Every memory.
Those are all just quirks on the wall.
Holy shit. So he's just collecting. Whoa. My goodness. Good for her.
Oh, watch everything she does.
Playtime's over, little Johnny. You must warp me and Shigaraki out immediately.
Little Johnny. Whoa. Oh my god, they're all gonna fall everywhere.
What's up,
Is she just gonna get all of the quirks? Or do they just go away?
So
A fair
Mirko
guess.
has made her way in.
Holy shit.
But no, she's not getting all those quirks. They're
Okay.
just falling on the ground. But first of all, I need to point out, she said, "What's up, Doc?" Like, because she has a bunny power. And you don't know Looney Tunes, do you? You know Bugs Bunny?
Yes.
He always got, "What's up, Doc?"
Oh, okay. I didn't
And
know
she
that.
said that because
it's a rabbit and a
talking to a
doctor. Okay, very cool.
kind of a great line.
That is a great line if you know that.
What's up, Doc? I'm guessing you're the real one.
So this is who Meg the Stallion cosplayed.
And that makes sense.
Did you see her? First of all, her
That
legs.
crazy,
Just
crazy.
body
Yeah,
everyone.
no, that was amazing.
Yeah, I'll let you know the title of the next episode as well, which is Mirko, the number 5 hero.
Fabulous news.
So,
Can't wait.
like,
all right.
That line I love.
Yeah.
But that is where we're left for episode 1 of season 6. What are your first thoughts?
Wow, great episode.
Nice little recap, get us ready for the new
Totally.
season.
Perfect. Yeah, I was surprised they found the doctor so easily. So, I guess that it couldn't have been so straightforward, unfortunately.
Yeah. Luckily, Mirko has found him, regardless.
Great news.
But now he's deeper in his lab, protecting Shigaraki. We're going to see what happens there, and we're going to talk about it in our discussion section. But before we do that, thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you are excited for more episodes of My Hero, coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to see episodes early and support us as creators, join the Patreon linked in the description below, where episodes are posted early in their extended full-length forms about a month in advance. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode we watch and support us as creators, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Max Mayer asks, seasons 2 through 5 have had a non-canon episode to kick off the season. Do you think this fits the theme of the past first episodes, or do you feel a tonal shift? And what do you think this means for the future of the show? Before, it was like a swimming match between the group.
Okay, I don't remember exactly
like
how
a training
fillery the other episodes
I'll
were.
list them. There was the swimming episode, which we didn't even watch, but that was season 2. Then there was an episode where a reporter came and asked what they make of being in the hero class, and then figured out he had like cameras for hands, and he figured out that like Deku was gonna be the next All Might, and was like, this is a wholesome episode about that. And then there was an episode where they fought against the big 3 of UA, pretending to be villains for like an exercise, so like not a big deal. And then this one, we had a recap followed by the start of the raid, going in, like finding the doctor. President Mike's like, what did you do to my friend, as he like decays before them, gets stabbed. Nomus are climbing all over the place. They're starting their fight, and Mirko breaks into the secret facility. And like,
okay, yeah, so that's just like not filler.
exactly. Like, and it's kind of got like, do you notice any
it's just
difference?
more
in
serious.
the
It's just not a filler episode.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because this is my last season, so I feel like I can say this. When I got to this episode, I noticed, I was like, dang, it feels like it's just getting more serious. Yeah, like I remember walking and expecting a sort of like not joke, but like a filler episode, and it was just
something light to start us off.
No,
a season appetizer.
Yeah, they just had no time. They were just ready to get going, and I don't know. I think it's a good sort of message, harbinger of what's to come. But anyway,
harbinger.
Let's go to our second question.
Great word.
Pugs asks, thoughts on the students?
Pugs.
Right? Thoughts on the students who were chosen to lead the attack alongside Midnight and the other pro heroes, and how you think their quirks could be useful, or if there's any students you think should have been up in the front with them. It was Tokoyami, so like Dark Shadow, Kaminari with electricity, the Mushroom Girl, and the Mudman. The guy who had which do you think is going to be who's going to be effective on that front line, and do you think there's any students that should have been up there with them?
So the Mushroom Girl was mostly helpful for surveillance earlier, right? That was
no, more for like wide sweeping, like she can just put mushrooms everywhere and kind of just block movement in a way.
Okay.
Like it just kind of disrupts.
It's just deeply unsettling. So I feel like that's going to be helpful, because like what the fuck do you do with that? So I think that'll work. That's part of what's so cool about having a show with so many unique powers, that like really in any given situation, the people who are best suited are going to be like a completely different group each time. For Tokoyami, my thought is surveillance, like flying overhead, obviously. I mean, I can think of ways that all of those quirks be useful, but not necessarily how they would be more useful than the quirks that didn't get included. Probably Bakugo and Icy Hot. Todoroki.
That was the one I was thinking, is Todoroki would be pretty good in a wide scenario because he could just freeze everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
would be good with mud too, because I feel like if you like
sludge
mud around someone and then freeze it, you can like, it's like instant concrete.
Well, it's interesting because Mudman can just do that, period. He can just make stuff permeable, and then when they're in it, just make it hard again.
Okay, never mind then. Get him out of here. Don't need him.
But it's going to be interesting to see those frontline students and how they do. But let's go to our final question. All right, final question. Baby Bear 47 asks, what do you think of Doctor's powers, and that All For One used them to benefit the Nomus, and All For One himself? What does the Doctor get out of this?
Yeah, very weird situation. My guess is it's just like a furthering science situation. Like, he just wants to know how things work in like a creepy, fucked up way. Like a weird, horrifying version of a kid who wants to take apart a clock just to see what makes it go kind of situation. And so having someone who basically gives him like the lab and the resources and the like test subjects to continue expanding his knowledge, like that's all that he wants. I don't know. That's such a weird thing to do.
I'm not sure whether they've said it yet. They might have said it, but there's a thing we're going to learn about him, or we've already learned that I want to bring up, but I'm not going to do it because it might be a spoiler. Kind of relates to what you're talking about. But anyway, the Doctor is definitely a figure that is huge in the lore of everything. He was on that first call with All For One, like when Shigaraki was asking questions in the bar. Like, he's kind of been behind the scenes this whole time, so
yeah,
interesting he's finally coming to the forefront. But we'll learn more about that next episode. But that is where we're left for episode 1 of season 6 of My Hero Academia. Are we excited for episode 2?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.